back, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Abby, and I appreciate you clicking, or tapping on this video. Today I'm going to be doing another pantry haul, show and tell video. So I have some crinkly stuff to show you. So I guess we'll just go ahead and get started. Which should I start with? And I am out in my car today, as you can tell, just because everybody's here, everybody's at home. It's currently Saturday, and I just don't have any quiet in the house, and so I needed to come out here to be able to make a video for you. So I hope that's okay. Alright, so I'll start with this one first. All of these things have been opened. So we will start with this Flax and chia seed blend. This is something new that I got not long ago. I had not been buying this, but I decided to because you can mix this with like yogurt and milk and make it into like a pudding. The milk anyways, not the yogurt. But it just adds a lot of fiber. So for every 1.5 tablespoons of this that you put into milk or yogurt or whatever it is you want to put it into, it adds 3 grams of dietary fiber to your diet. And let's see, that is 11% of your total daily value of fiber. I have been, of course, trying to increase my fiber intake, and this is a really easy and simple way to do that. It says that it has 2,600 milligrams of omega-3s per serving. And what's cool about this is, like I said, you can put this in milk. And it even has a recipe here on the top, or on the back, I'm sorry, for a flax and chia seed pudding. So you would need 1.5 tablespoons of this, half a cup of milk, or plant-based milk, or almond milk, and it says 1 teaspoon of honey, maple syrup, or any kind of sweetener that you like to add. I actually prefer maple syrup over honey, but in some recipes, honey is more appropriate. So you just mix all that up together, and you refrigerate it for at least an hour, or you can do overnight, and you are left with this thick, creamy pudding to enjoy. And can't really taste the flaxseed or the chia seed. I think it's more of like a texture thing. So you can see the picture here on the front. So you can put like fresh fruit, some nuts, and you can really make this your own. Let's see, I started adding it to my husband's overnight oats, and I got something which I will show you in just a moment to kind of switch up his overnight oats situation. I got some ingredients to make a mocha latte flavored overnight oats combination. So that is that. Put that back. Okay. I'll go ahead and show you this since I just mentioned it. So this is the espresso powder. So this is basically just coffee that has been brewed and then it is dried or dehydrated, I think, and turned into this powder. So you can add water back to it and make an espresso, or you can use this for a tiramisu, which I think is what most people use this for. But basically what it does is it brings out the chocolate flavor in anything that you're baking with or mixing up. It just sort of intensifies that chocolate flavor. Let's see. It says it's a rich roasted coffee that is delicately brewed and then dried to readily dissolve in hot water and easily mixed into baking recipes. So you can see that they have a piece of tiramisu cake right there. So in his overnight oats, I believe the recipe called for 2 teaspoons of this, and I didn't realize until after I bought this that this does have caffeine in it, and apparently they do make a decaf version, so I'll probably get that next time so that I can have some. But I am really sensitive to caffeine, so I don't really eat or drink anything with caffeine in it. Okay. I do want to say I'm sorry if it gets bright, really bright occasionally, because the sun is going in and behind the clouds. So I hope that doesn't bother any of you guys too much. I'm looking on my screen right now, and I do have the brightness turned all the way down that I can, but it still looks really bright. But moving on to the next thing here, I'll show you this cocoa powder. So this is the Ghirardelli Premium Baking Powder. And of course I use this in kinds of recipes. This is the, let's see, this is the unsweetened cocoa powder. They also have a Dutch process cocoa baking powder. I'm not sure what that is, but if I had to guess, I think it would be more of like, maybe more of a darker chocolate flavor. I don't know, I haven't looked that up though. So, they do have a classic chocolate cake recipe on here. And then they have a chocolate buttercream frosting recipe as well. So I use this when I make cakes, chocolate frostings, and I just did recently start using this in my husband's overnight oats, like I just said, and brownies. I don't really like to buy the cheap cocoa powder, because I think that there is really a big difference in the store brand and a brand like this. The cocoa is much higher quality, and so your end result ends up tasting a lot better, I think. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to show you all what I found at Walmart. Okay, so I have not seen these at Walmart yet. You may have, but they are new to me, and that's these organic La Banderita flour tortillas. So, I don't know if they make bigger sizes of these, but this is the fajita size. These may be just like a trial run. They may be wanting to see how well these do before they make other ones. I don't know. Or they were just out of stock of the bigger ones. But I really did want to try these because I'm a big fan of things that are made with avocado oil instead of the really ultra processed seed oils. So the ingredients are organic wheat flour, water, organic avocado oil, sea salt, cultured organic wheat flour. Next to that, in parentheses, they have organic vinegar, organic sugar, organic yeast, and malic acid. So these have a whole lot less ingredients than the regular ones. Now I do still buy those. I do buy the regular a lot, not the organic, but I will probably be buying these as well, because sometimes, just can't afford to buy the best option that there is, but so I actually used these this morning for my breakfast. I just whipped up some eggs and poured them in the bottom of a little saucer kind of pan that I have, and these were the perfect size. Just put one tortilla on the top of the eggs and then flipped it over and continued to cook it until it was done all the way through and stuck nicely to the tortilla. And then I just sprinkled some cheese over it and had a egg quesadilla is what I like to call them. So yes, these are really good. The flavor I think is better than the other ones, but like I said, I know not everyone can afford to buy these all the time. So I was really excited when I saw these, and I'm glad that I gave them a try. I'll put these back. Okay, so next I have this beef gelatin powder. And this is something that I had not bought before as well. It's also a bit on the expensive side. So you can actually make homemade marshmallows with this. And the ingredients are bovine gelatin. It says our high quality beef gelatin is made from pasture-raised cattle, contains no additives, fillers, or preservatives, and is naturally gluten-free. And it says to use, simply add the flavorless, easily dissolvable powder to soups, stews, sauces, glazes, and desserts. The options are endless. And you can also make your own flavor jelly cubes, it says. So this turns into gelatin. You can make your own gummies, it looks like, and marshmallows. I'm sure there are a ton of other things you can make with this, but it adds a lot of good fats, I would think, from this being pasture-raised cattle, and it is unflavored, so you can use it in whatever basically you want to use it for. So here for the marshmallows, it says you would need half a cup of cold water, half a cup of the beef gelatin, half a cup of cold water, 2 cups of local honey. So that must be the sweetener. A 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, a teaspoon of vanilla, and optional, half a teaspoon of nutmeg. I did get this originally to go into my smoothies that I make, but I just kind of got pushed to the back of the pantry and forgotten about, honestly. But I did want to try making making marshmallows with this. I think that would be a good, maybe, experiment I can do with my kids. So, and I've just never made marshmallows before, so I thought that would be a little fun thing that we could do together. Next, I'll show you what my husband recently bought for his coffee in the morning. My husband has to drink coffee in the morning. He drinks it all day. He loves it. He just struggles with energy levels as well, so he's always picking out a different coffee to try. So this one is from the Black Rifle Coffee. And this is the Spirit of 76. This is a medium roast. With caramel, citrus, and almond tasting notes. And it says, serving those who serve. Let's see. So in this box there are 22 K-cup pods. Normally we do not buy the K-cups, but since we are living in my parents' basement, they do have a Keurig, and we've been buying the little cups since living here. But we do have a traditional coffee brewer that we used before that. I'm not sure if he's gotten this brand before, but I know he has gotten something from the Black Rifle Coffee Company before. Just don't remember what kind it was. So this is what he has been drinking. He's really been enjoying it. So next, I'll show you another chocolate pantry item. get the chocolate chips that have no allergies in them at all. I can't remember what brand that is, but they like specifically just make chocolate chips, so there's no chance that it could potentially have a trace amount of something else in them. So the ingredients are sugar, chocolate, cocoa butter, milk fat, soy lecithin, and natural flavors. So this contains milk and soy. And for it says original Nestle Toll House mini morsel cookies. Calls for 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt, 2 sticks of softened butter, 3/4 cups granulated sugar, 3/4 cups packed brown sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 large eggs, 1 2/3 cup of the chocolate chips, and it says you can add 1 cup of chopped nuts if you prefer. If you are omitting that, though, it says to add an extra 1 to 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. So I do use these when I bake cookies. Don't really bake cookies all that often, but when I do, my kids really enjoy them. But what I do use these for more often is making chocolate chip waffles. The kids are always asking for chocolate chip waffles. It says these contain 8 grams of total sugar per 1 tablespoon of chocolate chips. So you really gotta watch out when you eat these. I don't think anybody sticks to the serving size though. Okay, so I'll put those back there. And I believe I have one more thing to show you. So this is a bag of chopped walnuts. And this is the Great Value brand. Nuts are so expensive these days. I really don't mind buying the store brand. So sometimes we snack on these. We use them for a snack. But most of the time I just use these for baking. Sometimes I'll add these to brownies. I protein. Let's see. So a serving size is about a quarter of a cup. And in that amount, there's 4 grams of protein. And there's 18 grams of fat. And only 1.5 grams of that is saturated fat. So the other amount is your good fats, your I think it's called polyunsaturated fat, and then the monounsaturated fat. Those are your good fats that you want. Let's see, they have a apple walnut crisp recipe here on the back. Let's see, it says makes 4 to 6 servings. Half a cup of flour, 3/4 cups of quick oats, half a cup of sweetened coconut flakes, half a cup of chopped walnuts, half a cup of, oh, I already read that, sorry, half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, half a cup of butter, a pound of apples, peeled, cored, and sliced, a 1/4 cup of pure sugar, and the rind of 1 lemon grated. That sounds really good. I've never made a crisp before. That sounds like it would be really, really tasty. So yeah, I do like to keep these in my pantry, because you never know when you're gonna need some. So I'll put these back. Oh, I did have one more thing to show you. Forgot about it. It was down on the floor. This is something that I've been buying for a little bit now. But I had been buying the frozen. I think they were just great value, or maybe they were a different brand, I'm not sure, but these are the Hungry Jack dehydrated hash browns. So these are actually really, really good. And they do not take long at all to cook. So these are dehydrated, which means all you do is just add some water to them and let them sit for a few minutes, and then you drain the water off and they are fully hydrated again and ready to cook. And I was looking for a different kind of shredded potato to make hash browns with, because I just did not like the frozen. Every time I would cook them, they would just turn to mush, and I knew it was because they were frozen. Once you freeze potatoes, they just do not, they just don't have the same texture as when they did before they were frozen. So these are dehydrated, not frozen. These taste very delicious. So all you do is you just open this at the top here. You fill it with hot water sit for, let's see, it says 12 minutes. And during that time, you can get your pan ready and go ahead and cook them with some butter. And you can put whatever you want to in them. You can crack a couple eggs in them if you want. That's what I've done before. It's really good. But I found these at the Dollar General first, and then I believe they started carrying them at Walmart. So I've been getting these from Walmart instead of the Dollar General. So I believe they are a little bit cheaper at Walmart than they are the Dollar General, but sometimes I just don't feel like going into Walmart, so I'll get these at Dollar General. And the ingredients here is pretty minimal. It says Idaho potatoes, salt, dextrose, and freshness preserved with sodium bisulfite. So more salt, some sort of salt ingredient, I guess. But yeah, you should give these a try if you love hash browns, which, being here in the South, hash browns are kind of a breakfast staple. All the fast food restaurants serve hash browns with their biscuits and things like that. Waffle House is known for their hash browns. So, this is a good home alternative. Okay, friend, well, that was all that I had planned for this video today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you are sleeping soundly by now. And as always, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for watching my